The teammates feel comfortable, which was the best thing for me. And
I am LeBron James.
LeBron, Bron, or even King James. Whatever you call the McDonald Boys Player of the Year, call him a winner.
I think more than anything, what he brings is just a desire to win and a competitiveness that I love.
The man who has been LeBron's mentor for the past 4 years remembers the first time he saw a very young number 23.
He was this 9-year-old who was about 4 inches taller than everyone, who played point guard on a team. He couldn't dribble very well, but they made him point guard, and he used to back people down the court.
Once he got to St. Vincent St. Mary High School, LeBron evolved into not just an all-star player, but a team leader as well.
I came into a team that already had a leader. As the years grew on, I have been seeing that Coach Drew had let me say more and more. And now the team looks at me, and they say, you are our leader.
And that leadership continues off the court as well, where LeBron carries a 3.5 grade point average.
I think the way he goes at everything, from the way, he competes with his schoolwork, to how he plays on the basketball court, to how he plays a video game against his friends, it's tenacious. He just always wants to be the best and wants to win.
LeBron's creative talents are not confined solely to the hardwood.
He's an artist. He can draw. He loves to draw, and he's, honestly done a great job designing some of our uniforms, putting things together.
Now his designs are on the McDonald's All-American game.
That McDonald's game it puts another burning desire in my heart. Have seen all the great players who've been through this, and from Darius Miles to Dwayne Wagner, that's the Cleveland Cavaliers now, and Michael Jordan and other great players who've been through this. It's a great honor to follow in their footsteps.
Artist, student, Player of the Year all agree that the oversized 9-year-old is on the verge of big things.
I think he's just going to leave a legacy that's much greater than basketball because of his heart.
LeBron James has certainly put on a show both with his passing and his dunking here in the first half. We'll check out James and the other All-Americans and their visit to the Ronald McDonald House when we come back after this. Back in Cleveland, where the East has a 9-point lead at halftime of the McDonald's All-American High School Boys game earlier in the week, all of the All-Americans visited the Ronald McDonald House here in Cleveland. On Sunday, the boys learned the true meaning of the McDonald's All-American game as they visited the local Ronald McDonald House and Children's Hospital. Proceeds from this year's games will benefit Ronald McDonald House Charities chapters of Cleveland, Akron, and Youngstown. Since the game was first played in 1978, more than $3 million has been raised. As Chicago's Shannon Brown put it, when you put a smile on a child's face, you've really made a difference. Try and look a little bit more like LeBron James, but there are no ways to try and play a little bit more like LeBron James. He is one of a kind, as we saw in spurts here in the first half here tonight. Dan Schulman, Jay Billis, and Tim McCormick. Were you guys impressed by what you saw?
I don't think you could help but be impressed, especially with James and his ability to pass the ball. It's truly extraordinary.
I didn't like the assist-turnover ratio. I thought that was a little substandard, but everything else was good.
Well, he's a guy, he could have had 20 points in the first half, but he decided, guys, to set up his teammates.
And he started right from the beginning in passing the ball. Charlie Villanueva, who had 10 points in that first half, the beneficiary, and coming down again, leaving it behind for Villanueva off the backboard. And Chris Paul, who is an extraordinary passer, getting it down to James on that occasion. And cherry picking down at the other end, but it's all okay in the McDonald's All-American game.
Ron Wafer with a nice dunk, trying to get the West back into it. And they got their act together a little bit at the end of the first half, but right now it's James in the East, leading by 9, a number of players in the running for MVP. We'll come back with some more second half highlights. Lots of dunks to come when we return to Cleveland.
teammates feel comfortable, which was the best thing for me. And
mean to you, especially because it's in your city.
It means a lot to me. Besides doing all the hard stuff, practicing stuff, it's a great achievement for me and for the Akron, the city of Akron. And I feel like anytime you can give back to children like we did at the Ronald McDonald House and at the Children's Hospital, I think it was great for all of us, and it's a great experience.
LeBron, who's impressed you this week with their play? Do you have a couple favorite players?
Who wait and sit there and relax. You know, I think
One of the reasons people like to play with LeBron, because he gives the ball up, and he does it because it's the right play. The great finish by Villanueva, and then driving 3 defenders and PH back.